everyone, welcome to the next session of Strength of Materials. In this session, I am solving the fourth question on Macaulay's method. A 12-meter long beam is simply supported and is subjected to forces as shown in figure. Taking flexural rigidity, which means the product of E into I is given to me as 12 into 10 raised to 4 kilonewton meter square. Determine deflections at point B and C, which means here I have to calculate YB and YC, and I have to calculate the maximum deflection, which means I need to find Ymax on the beam. Now you can see over here A to D is the beam which is given to me. At point A there is a hinge support and at D there is a roller support. At C there is a downward force of 24 kilonewton. Now here the interesting part is point B. If you look at point B, there is a rigid frame on which a load is applied of 36 kilonewton. Now this rigid frame, if you observe, is actually going to be an eccentric type of loading. When I see the effect of this 36 kilonewton on the point B, what we see is a load acting of 36 kilonewton and also a moment, because if you see this 36 which is at a distance of 1 meter, this will actually cause a turning kind of effect. So there will be a moment at this point of clockwise direction because this is turning clockwise. So I'll first draw the FBD. At point A, there will be a reaction VA. At point D, there will be a reaction VD. At point B, I'll have a load acting downward of 36 kilonewton and also a clockwise moment of 36 into 1, which is 36 kilonewton meter. Always multiply 36 with the distance at which it is acting. It could be 1 meter, 1.5 meter, 2 meter. Just multiply with it and substitute the value. So this is my point B. At C, simply there is a load of 24 kilonewton. I'll mark this distance as 2 meters, 6 meter and 4 meter. Next I am going to draw the diagram with the slider. So here I have VA, this is VD. Next at C I'll draw 24 kilonewton. At B I have a moment and a load both. Now here is my slider XX. This will be at a distance of X from end A. This distance is 2. So B will be at a distance of X minus 2. This distance is 2 and this is 6. So it is total 8. So C will be at a distance of X minus 8. So this is how the diagram is supposed to be drawn. Now I will start with condition of equilibrium. Summation of force in y direction is 0. Any force going upward is 0. I am going to use the FBD. VA going upward. I have 36 going downward. I have 24 going downward and VD going upward is equal to 0. So I have VA plus VD is equal to 60. This is my first equation. Now next equation that I am going to use is summation of moment about point A is 0. So here if I look about point A, let me take clockwise moment as positive. I have 36 into 2 going clockwise. Next I have this 36 also going clockwise towards A, so plus 36. Next I have 24 into 8. And last I have VD going anti-clockwise, so minus VD into 12 is equal to 0. Now if I solve this, I get the value of VD as 25 kilonewton. When I substitute this 25 in this equation 1, I'll get VA is 35 kilonewton. So very simply I can calculate the value of VA and VD. I'll write here VA is 35 kilonewton and VD is 25 kilonewton. Next, I am going to write the equation of moment curvature relationship. I know mx is equal to ei d square y by dx square. Now I'll have all these forces turning towards the slider. I'll write the distance. Here x is equal to 0. At B my x value is 2. For C my x value is 8. And for D the value of x is 12. So I'll start with VA turning clockwise towards a section. So I have 35 into x, which is going from 0 to 2. Next I'll have this 36 going anti-clockwise, so minus 36 into x minus 2. Now please don't stop here. Look, there is a moment. So this is going clockwise, so I have plus 36 into x minus 2 raised to 0. If you recollect in the second lecture of Macaulay's method, I have already told you regarding this moment funda and how you are supposed to multiply with the distance and also not multiply with it by raising it to the power 0. So the domain over here is from 2 to 8. Last I have minus 24 into x minus 8, which is going from the distance 8 to 12. This is my first equation, which is known as the moment equation. Next I'll integrate this twice to get the slope and deflection equation. So I have ei dy by dx is equal to c1 plus 35x square by 2 from 0 to 2. Next I have minus 36 into x minus 2 square by 2. This term now becomes visible in the slope equation as 36 into x minus 2. This is raised to 0. So it will become raised to 0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1 from 2 to 8. Both these terms are from 2 to 8. And last I have minus 24 into x minus 8 square by 2 from 8 to 12. This is my equation 2. When I integrate this equation, I get ei y is equal to c2 plus c1 into x plus 35x cube upon 6 from 0 to 2 minus 36 into x minus 2 cube upon 6. This term becomes 36x minus 2 square by 2. You can see this term is now gaining momentum in this equation. So from 2 to 8, and last will be minus 24 into x minus 8 cube upon 6 from 8 to 12. This is equation 3. Equation 2 is my slope equation and equation 3 is my deflection equation. So this is how you are supposed to get the three equations. Now I want to calculate the value of C1 and C2. So I'll have the boundary conditions from the diagram. At A there is a hinge. So at x equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and at x is equal to 12, I have again y is equal to 0. I'm going to apply these boundary conditions. So I'll write here applying boundary conditions. First one, at point A, x is 0, y is also 0. So when I substitute here, my left hand side term will become 0 is equal to c2 plus c1 into 0 plus 35 into 0. I am only going to write till this point. So directly I get the value of c2 as 0. Here at this time I want to add one more point, that if you look at this equation, some students generally tend to write 0 is equal to c2 because this is something which is very evident from this equation. But do not write or leave it at this point. Always write c2 is equal to 0. The reason being, this number cannot be allocated a variable like this. You can allocate some number to this variable or constant, whatever it is. So here it is a constant. So you are allocating number to this constant. This means a number is getting a constant as a value. Here it means a constant is getting a number. So this is the correct way of leaving the answer. Now next I am going to write the second boundary condition. At point D, x is 12 meter, y is 0. So here when I substitute, I am going to write the entire equation obviously. So I will have 0 is equal to c2 is 0. I will have c1 into 12 plus 35 into 12 cube by 6 minus 36 into 12 minus 2 is 10, so I have 10 raised to 3 upon 6. Here I'll have plus 36 into 10 square by 2, and last term will become minus 24 into 4 cube upon 6. When I solve this, I get the value of C1 as minus 468.67. Now, here I want to again discuss another thing. Does this constant C1 have a unit? This is something which is very important. Generally, in all the textbooks, you will see the value of constant written as 0 or minus 10, minus 40, minus 50 for C1. But what about the unit? Does it have a unit? This is something which you need to reflect upon at this point. Now, if you look at the left hand side of the equation, I have EI into Y. So, when you see here, I have EI into Y. The term E suppose has unit kilonewton per meter square. Say I has unit as meter raised to 4 and Y has unit of meter. In this case, meter square gets cancelled and here it remains as 2. So the answer that I get is kilonewton meter cube. So I have kilonewton meter cube as a unit on the left hand side. Now when I look at this term C1, over here this is multiplied with X. So obviously X is taking another term of meter. So C1 into X means X is in meter. So together I should obviously have each term on the right also as kilonewton meter cube. So C will have unit as kilonewton meter square because it is kilonewton meter square into meter, total making it into kilonewton meter cube. So here I am going to write down just for your reference that C has a unit kilonewton meter square. It is not necessary to write the unit, but this is just for your reference because many people don't reflect at this point, and when it is asked if C1 or C2 has a unit, they do not know. Now when you look at term C2, though its value is 0, if I have to write its unit, suppose if C2 takes up a value or if it doesn't take up a value, but it is actually kilonewton meter cube. So C1 and C2 have different units. So this is something which you can just keep it with you. Okay, now once I have found C1 and C2, I'll substitute in equation 2 and 3 and I'll rewrite and I'll get the equation 4 and 5, which will be the slope and deflection equation finally with the values of C1 and C2. So when I rewrite equation 2 and 3, I'll get EI dy by dx is equal to minus 468.67 plus 35x square by 2 from 0 to 2 minus 36x minus 2 square upon 2, and I'll have plus 36x minus 2 from 2 to 8, and I have minus 24x minus 8 square by 2 from 8 to 12. This is my equation 4, and equation 5 will be EI into Y is equal to minus 468.67 into X plus 35x cube upon 6 from 0 to 2 minus 36x minus 2 cube upon 6 plus 36x minus 2 square upon 2 from 2 to 8, and I'll have last term as minus 24x minus 8 cube upon 6 from 8 to 12. This is equation 5. So the fourth and the fifth are the slope and deflection equations respectively. Now I have to calculate YB and YC. So I'm going to write down at point B the value of X is, let's see here, the value of X at point B is 2 and at C it is 8 meters. So I'll write down it is 2 meter. For 2 meter I have to write the equation till here. So I'll have therefore EIYB is equal to minus 468.67 into 2 plus 35 into 2 cube by 6. When I solve this, I'll get the value of YB as minus 0.0076 meter. Next, I'm going to calculate at point C. So at point C, the value of X is 8 meter. I'm going to write up to this point over here. So I'll have therefore EI YC is equal to minus 468.67 into 8 plus 35 into 8 cubed by 6, and I have minus 36 into 8 minus 2 is 6 cube upon 6 plus 36 into 6 square by 2. So when I write this equation, I get the value of YC. Therefore, I'll get YC as minus 0.0171 meter. So this is the answer that I have obtained for YB and YC. Next, I have to calculate Ymax. So I'm going to use the same technique which I have used in the previous numerical. I'll assume that the maximum deflection is between B to C portion. I'll try to calculate the value of X. If it falls in the range, I'm correct. If I get the value ahead of this range or behind the range, then I'm going to just correct and write down the ranges between A to B or C to D. So let's write down, assuming maximum deflection to be between BC, the range will be from 2 to 8. So I'll write down 2 less than X less than 8. Now I'll look at these equations again. So I know that at Ymax, dy by dx is equal to 0. Now when I substitute in equation 4, this condition, I am going to get, therefore 0 is equal to, left hand side will become 0, minus 468.67. The next term is plus 35x square by 2. BC portion ends at this point, so I'll have to write these two terms as well. So I'll have minus 36 into x minus 2 square by 2 and plus 36 into x minus 2. This equation, when I substitute in my calculator, I'll get the value of X as 5.83 meter. Now since I have got this value in the range, my assumption is correct. So I'll just calculate Ymax. So I'll write down, I'm going to substitute in equation 5. So I'm substituting X is 5.83 meter in equation number 5. So when I substitute in equation 5, again I'll write up to this point. So I'll write down, therefore EI Ymax is equal to minus 468.67 into 5.83 plus 35 into 5.83 cube upon 6 minus 36 into 5.83 minus 2 is 3.83 cube upon 6 plus 36 into 3.83 square by 2. So I have to write till here, and I get the value of Ymax as minus 0.013 meter. So this is the maximum deflection that I am going to get on the beam in the vertical direction. So this is how the numerical is supposed to be solved. I hope you have understood the numerical. If you have any doubts or if you want me to solve any numerical, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon for latest updates of my videos. See you in the next session. Thank you.